This is going to be your weekly tarot and oracle relationship reading. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We're going to take a look at the energies you may have been experiencing in the previous days, how you're possibly feeling right now, and a sneak peek at the upcoming days. Now, as I'm filming this, we are the morning after the new moon. Okay, so this new moon on January 11th, the 111 portal, it's a very powerful energy because one is a new beginning. And when we amplify that, it gets even stronger, right? So 111, 111, 1111, that's why it's such a powerful number. It's a spiritual gateway, right? It's ascension. It's giving us this opportunity for something really nice and new. Now, with that, speaking of new, we had the new moon in Capricorn, which was sort of a signal to us to honor where we've been, take accountability or responsibility, but then also look to the future and say, what do we want to start? What do we want to initiate? Capricorn is a cardinal sign, which means an initiator, a self-starter. So being the first new moon of 2024, it means we're making some strides, right? We're starting new projects. And this really excites me in regards to relationships because anything is possible, right? So let's take a look at the overall messages for this week. See what's going on here. Receptive. Be ready to receive what fate has planned for you. Are you open? Are you truly open? You know, I always ask this, are you in receiving mode? And let's see, because it was a new moon, let's take a moon card and see what we need to know. Intuition. Trust your intuition. Don't try to plan everything. Don't try to control everything. When you try to control the outcome, believe it or not, you become less receptive. Okay, let's take a romance angels card here. And let's see what we need to know. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Okay, love it. Let's get into it. I'm always so curious. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at the before tarot, which is the energies leading up to when you're watching this video. And then we're going to go to the current energies and into the after tarot, which is like a sneak peek. So let's see, we're going to take a look at what's going on in your headspace, your person's headspace, your heart space, their heart space, overall energy and underlying energy. And of course, feel free to swap sides if it makes more sense. So let's see what's going on. What was previously happening in your headspace? You know, the Four of Coins is a card of all or nothing, right? It's extremes of giving time, love, or money. It's holding back. It's holding on so tightly that things can't move forward. And I talk about this all the time where you've got to be careful. You know, when somebody's, you know, sort of walking out the front door and you're trying to grab at their jacket, you know, or their shirt, then it's like you're resisting flow. If somebody wants to go out that front door, let them go out that front door. They're more than likely to come back to because you didn't fight it versus if you were trying to fight that change. And see, Knight of Pentacles. This is telling you, I know this is triggering. We've been talking about this a lot lately about trust the process. You know, trusting the process is the greatest gift I've ever been given, and I will never stop saying that. You will realize too, if you haven't already, why this is so important. Now, this Knight of Pentacles here is getting ready to go on a journey, and it's a slow journey. It really is. But it's abundant in the long run. What would you rather have? Would you rather have the short-term gain, long-term pain, right? Or the short-term pain, long-term gain? This is saying, I'm going to take the short-term pain, but the long-term gain. Even though I know it's tough when somebody's holding back or you're holding back for whatever reason. Now, we always get a lot of pentacle cards, I find, in this relationship reading. It's, like I said, it's like a story that continues every week. So let's see what else we need to know here in your person's headspace. This is somebody getting ready to embark on a new journey. We're getting this a lot. Every week it feels like a very similar start where it's like your person or this side here. Now, you could be watching this for your masculine and your feminine energies or whatever way it resonates with you. That's fine. But we're always getting this sort of feeling like this side is like 10 steps ahead. This side is preparing even more so. Yeah, see, they're dealing with these hurts. They're dealing with these hurts. They're about to have a bit of hurt come in and sadness for whatever reason. Now, in your heart space, the Eight of Cups. So you're still drinking the cup. You haven't decided to walk away yet from the things that no longer serve you. And that can mean anything, by the way. This doesn't have to mean walking away from your relationship. What it means is, or your connection, it can mean that you are needing to make boundaries in your life with friends and family and work. It could be anything. But you have to let go of what was in the past. And when I mentioned the new moon in Capricorn, I said we have to take responsibility and accountability for where we've been, right? We have to honor where we're at and then set intentions to start anew. So, you know, maybe previously you were still kind of debating what to do. The Page of Wands, yeah, getting ready to embark on an adventure, you know? Like I said, I think you're both preparing, or you've been preparing, but I would just say that this side seems always a bit 10 steps ahead. Now, in your person's heart space, we have here the Page of Swords. There's some spying or observing. Your person could be quiet, hermiting, watching. Interesting. This is the card that leads up to the Five of Pentacles, feeling left out in the cold. You know, and that could be both of you, or maybe the effect that they're spying or observing has on you, because it kind of leaves everything out in the cold. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like this vibe of, well, not much is really happening, although you feel it, you know, or there might be some communication here and there. I think coming out of the holidays is always a tricky time. I think the holidays are one of the trickiest because, you know, this is where you're wondering, you know, what will they say? What will they do? What are we going to say? What are we going to do? Is this going to happen? Is this not going to happen? Everybody starts overthinking everything to the max, right? So let's take a look at the overall energy previously. Yeah, King of Swords, getting ready to make decisions. Getting ready to make decisions. Putting the blindfold on here. And the traditional tarot, you know, there's this sort of blindfold while you're making a decision. And listen, I mean, I always say, are you in the old or are you in the new? Now, underlying energy is the Seven of Wands. It's almost like this person is in like prayer position, right? Asking for something. And I'll put it to you this way. We always say, ask and you shall receive, right? But does your energy, does your soul truly believe that you can have what you're asking for? Because it's one thing to ask. You have to believe it. I even say it's one thing to ask for happiness. It's another thing to allow it, right? You want love? You have to allow it in. You know what I mean? Like there's this contradiction sometimes, you know, and that's of course head and heart. You know, the longest journey is from the head to the heart. I haven't said that in a while. But you got to be very careful with, you know, what your energy exudes, because you can say whatever you want. You can tell anybody whatever you want. Your energy says what you really mean. And there's the world, completion of a cycle. So, you know, I think what's nice about seeing the underlying energy here about ending something, it feels to me like it's more about ending this cycle of, okay, should I, shouldn't I? How do I process this? What do I gotta do? You know, we'll see. Let's take a look at the current energies in this connection. Yeah, there's victory. I love that. First card right out of the gate. I think that there's a very big shift in the energy from earlier in the week. And that's just me. You let me know in the comments how you're feeling. I think this new moon in Capricorn is going to bring about a feeling of refreshed energy because we have nowhere to go but up. And here's the other thing. I've been saying this a lot in my lives on Instagram and TikTok and videos. And that is, we have no data about 2024 yet. You have nothing to go by. You know, we are X amount of days into the year. You know, it's not like when you're in September or October or even halfway through a year where you can be like, well, you know, in January this happened, in February this happened, in March this happened, well, in April this happened. So you know what? I think this is going to happen. You don't know right now. And I think that's a bit of the anxiety, because it's like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going to happen. And really, sometimes you're not meant to know. It's best to take it step by step and day by day. And right away, if you have the mindset that you have victory, it's going to be a heck of a lot easier. And that's what I was saying to you earlier. Like, are you really open? What does your energy actually exude? You know, think about the old saying that a lion doesn't have to say it's a lion. You know, the lion doesn't go into the jungle or wherever it is, into the wilderness, and be like, I'm a lion. Look at me. Respect me. A lion doesn't have to do that. A lion just struts its stuff and says, I'm the king of the jungle. So in other words, be aware of the energy that you exude. If you exude victory, it's coming your way. So let's see, what else do we need to know? Nine of Swords. See, this is my point. You're worried about whether you can have this victory. You got to stop getting in your way. And I know a lot of people ask me, well, Kelly, how do I stop getting in my way? Well, you do new things, you spark new energy, you live your life, you don't stop. You never wait on anybody. You go live your life. Go study something. Embark on a new journey, travel, whatever it is. Okay, in your person's headspace, see, Page of Cups, early stages of something. Early stages. It's like believe in the impossible, believe in miracles. Yeah, they're burdened. I don't want to say they always are. It's really tough because a lot of people have trauma. We can't get around that. It's how we respond to that trauma, how we process it, how we deal with it. I mean, we can stay in the old story, or we can be in the new and try to make a difference and a change. It all depends on perspective. The Ten of Wands is mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally exhausted. And, you know, I've been talking about this a lot also lately, and that is, I know when someone has hit their low. And I say this from experience because I know what it's like to hit mine. And that is, if you've hit your low, you will never entertain what you just went through. You will not. You'll be like, that's it, I'm out. And it's like, there's no turning back, because you want growth and you want change. If you're still going round and round and round and round and round, it's because you haven't had enough yet, or you're afraid of the change, right? So we want to let go of the burdens, because 10 is a 1 plus 0, right? That's a 1. So we're on the brink. This is like early stages of something new. Now, in your heart space, there we go, Two of Swords. This reading, in my opinion, is a lot about decision making. Because there's a great opportunity right now. This energy really supports going into new energy, new experiences, new adventures, new levels of love. See? Page of Pentacles. Studying, learning, being recognized. You know, this is also about an offer. What would you do right now if that offer came in? And this is a really serious question. I don't know if I've ever really asked this in a recorded reading before like this. If somebody came to you, let's say this person comes to you right now and offers you the world, are you truly ready? Or would you freak out a little bit and be like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do with this? Because whenever you're overgiving to your person, right? Overgiving, overdoing, problem solving, whatever it is, they sit there and they go, oh my goodness, I don't feel worthy of this. I don't know how to live up to this pedestal, you know? So if someone comes into your energy and says, I love you, I love you, I love you, I want to give, wouldn't you be a little bit sort of like, me? Huh? Yeah? Really? Are you sure? Like, is this for real? You know, so you got to remember that if you're feeling that way in that situation, so would somebody else. So you've got to be aware of how you approach your person, especially when they're burdened and they're trying to process. And you have to be confident enough in yourself. I want to remind you that feminine energy leads in the 5D and masculine energy leads in the 3D. And as you know, this is not about gender. This is about energy. We all have masculine and feminine energies, right? So I always say, if it's for your own personal growth and evolution and you want to make changes, yeah, be in your masculine energy. If you want to be in a relationship and chase somebody with that masculine energy, I would advise not to, right? Because there's got to be a balance of give and take. Just because we want someone or we want a relationship doesn't mean that it has to go the way that we want it to, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be a balance. Okay, so let's see what's going on in your person's heart space. Yeah, Eight of Swords. I mean, they're worried. They're worried. Don't think that they don't think about you, okay? Or that they're going to forget you. Oftentimes, if they don't feel worthy enough for you, it's not that they forget you by being with anybody else or talking to anybody else. It's that that's what they feel good enough for. You know what I mean? As hard as that is to digest, because we can't understand why someone wouldn't want love or to be given to. Everybody wants to be loved, and everybody wants to be given to. It's just a matter of, can we receive it? Can we be open to it? Because, I mean, there's the receptive card right there. Be ready to receive. So what does receiving mean? It means being in your feminine energy and allowing someone to be there for you. I always say it's as simple as letting somebody pay you a compliment. Thank you. You don't have to justify why you bought the shirt that you have on that somebody likes. You don't have to say, oh, I bought it for 20% off. I had a coupon. Oh, there was this deal, that deal. You have to justify. Say thank you. Somebody wants to buy you a coffee. Thank you. Somebody wants to buy you lunch. Thank you. Somebody wants to help you open a door or move some boxes. Thank you. It's that simple. That's the simplest way you can get into receiving mode. But I think sometimes we question why people want to be good to us or nice to us, right? So let's see. The Knight of Wands. Yeah, there's a bit of hot and cold from your person. The Knight of Wands is passion in the pants. You know, they ride in very quickly and they can leave just as fast. I think, and I had this conversation recently, I think the difficulty is that when somebody rides in and they promise the world, or they say this, that, whatever, or they own their stuff, but then they don't really follow through on it. I do believe that a lot of the times people mean it in the moment, especially in avoidant attachment styles. I think that they really do mean it in the moment. I don't think they mean to hurt anybody. I don't think they sit there and calculate how they're going to hurt somebody. But the sad part is when they can't sustain that energy, or they can't sustain that masculine energy. And then on the flip side, it's like, how many rounds do you want to go? How many times do we allow it in? And that's the dilemma, because if you're finding that your person is hot and cold, why is it? It's because they're overthinking everything. They don't know if they feel good enough. They don't know if they can sustain this. They already have burdens: work, friends, family, self-esteem. And they want it. They want to believe in miracles. You can see that the energy is there. You know, you can tell that the love is there. It's never an issue as to whether somebody loves you or they don't love you, that the feelings are there or not there. I never doubt that whenever I'm doing these readings or sessions with people. It's not about love. You know, I don't want to go all Tina Turner and say, what's love got to do with it? But it's true. Love has nothing to do with it. It's funny how songs always come up in these readings. Now, there's the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia, but it's also a card of, you know, like wishes coming true. You know, there is a possibility to have this. It's just the question is, you know, like, how do we navigate? I was about to shuffle and I was like, oh, I can't do that. Overall energy. Although I don't know. Maybe I should have. Two of Wands. It's time to leave the comfort zone. See, no, it was meant to be this way. Two of Wands. It's like saying, I got to make a decision. Which, like, there's the two, right? So 2-2 could be a sign for us because we had the Two of Swords. I mean, we've had, you know, 2-2-2 even. But it's like saying, I'm going to make this decision and I'm going to see where it goes. Remember, not making a decision is making a decision. Now, the underlying energy here is 10 of Swords. 10-10. We've talked about 10-10 a lot lately. The underlying energy is that we have to let go of something. And the World card that we had under here is exactly that example. We have to let go of the old cycle. This is like saying you couldn't have any more swords in your body, according to that picture. And the Three of Cups, you know, it's interesting. Three of Cups is a card of celebration. Absolutely. Celebrate where you've been. Honor where you've been. Just like I said earlier, you know, we do have to take accountability. Even if it's a difficult situation that you encountered, it's okay. It's part of the story. It's part of the journey. It's part of learning. It's part of your resiliency. So let's take a look here at the After Tarot and see what we need to know now moving forward. This is always where it gets exciting. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is a card that says, I'm not going to overgive anymore in this particular version, because in the regular tarot, the Queen of Cups overgives. She puts herself last. You know, she needs to trust her intuition more. And the Queen of Cups in the After Tarot is saying, you know what? I'm okay. I got this. I got this. There's the Ace of Wands. Somebody's offering that rod of fire, right? That spark, that purpose, that passionate new beginning. Why? Because she's leaning back. She's not overgiving. In your person's headspace, we have here the Page of Pentacles. Isn't that interesting? The Page of Pentacles, wanting to make an offer, having learned some lessons, recognizing, the Fool. Interesting, interesting. Getting ready to trust and take a leap of faith, right? Now, didn't we talk about that? I don't want to mess up my cards, but yes, we had the Fool in the exact same position at the very beginning. So we are already getting the repeating messages. This is now saying, I'm about to make that offer. In your heart space, the Wheel of Fortune, growth, expansion, and good luck. There's a shift, and that's lovely. You know, the universe is going, I said what I said, what I said. Every layer today has had the Two of Swords. Isn't it interesting that, as a side note, that there are two people with these swords while this person is in the middle? You know, when you make a decision and you're clear, all of a sudden people want to come around. There could be more than one suitor vying for your attention. But this is about a clear decision to shift. You know, I'll share something that I mean, you probably already know, but I don't know if I verbalized it in a video before. I remember when I was really, really young, and I had a decision to make. And that decision was, do I want to be with somebody who knows what they want and can offer me something, and I really do care about them and love them? Or do I want to be with somebody who doesn't know what they want and can't show up and can't give? And it kind of reminds me of that energy. You have to ask yourself, what is it that you want? You know? And I have no regrets with my decision. My decision was that I went with someone who showed me consistency, loved me, and I loved them. It was what I needed to grow and to change. Now, that doesn't mean that relationships are going to last forever. That relationship served a purpose for me. It taught me a lot. It shifted me. It helped me grow. And it brought me on an even greater journey later, because that relationship that I had did end. But it was meant to. And everybody has a different story. But ask yourself, what is it that you clearly want? And in your person's heart space, see, there's the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is about dreams, vivid dreams. Now, I know the vivid dreams right now are off the charts. I'm having the most detailed, long dreams. It's not even that they're profound with their messages, but like clear and I don't know, I have to process them. I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments if you're having vivid dreams. But the Seven of Cups, yes, is about dreams, but it's also making a decision. See, this person made the decision. They chose a cup. There's 7 cups you can choose from, and they chose, and now they have a treasure. Okay. Now, 7-7 could also be a sign for you, because we had, I believe, the Seven of Wands, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or I'm channeling Seven of Wands, because I've been seeing it a bit lately. Let's see what else. The Death card. Death and Rebirth. See? You're both now more on equal level here, just because of the fact that this person is catching up, because they're processing and they're allowing the transformation to happen. The decision's being made here, so there's a shift. This is when all of a sudden somebody wants to come and give to the Queen of Cups, offer that rod of fire, that purpose or that passion. Now, overall energy here is the, well, see, I knew I was channeling 7, but interesting, the 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords is typically a card of somebody not wearing, or excuse me, somebody wearing a false self mask, or somebody not telling the truth or expressing themselves, you know, or doing something maybe they shouldn't be doing. And this is saying, like, you can't do it anymore. It's like you're going to get tripped up. And at some point you have to acknowledge and you have to live your authentic truth, or the feelings have to come out. And see, 7 of Wands, I tell you, 7-7, man, I shouldn't be surprised. There's your 7-7-7 right there. This is now saying, I'm not going to hide anymore. Okay? I'm going to fight. I'm going to make this happen. And I'm going to win. I always say I'm not going to pick a battle that I'm not going to win. And this is like energy that says, look, I can't do this anymore. I can't keep fighting the shift. I can't keep living in old stories. I have an opportunity for something new, and I'd better make it, because if I'm going to make it or break it, I'm always going to make it. That's my mantra. That's how I live. I will never, ever let myself roll over. So the question you have to ask yourself is, are you receptive for this true love? And whatever that means. Ask for what you want or better. Okay, underlying energy. Oh my, I just love what I do. I love what I do. We talked earlier about the 8 of Cups, about how, you know, not being ready to let go of the old. And here's the 8 of Cups now saying, gonna walk away. Whatever that means, from old stories, old traumas, old triggers. Wow. I feel like this is like a watch to the end kind of video, because in the earlier parts of this reading, it's like, where is this even going? This sounds so different, but it's not, because it comes full circle to the point where you can see 2 of Cups. Look at all the 2s we've had today. 2, 2, 2, 2. Like, it's like everything 2, and then these 7s, and wow, and 10s. I mean, we had 10, 10, and then the Wheel of Fortune here is 10. I love it. Look at this. They're embracing. Why? Because they both made the decision to make some moves. That's the key. Are you willing to make moves? If you're not willing to make moves, then why would anything change? So let's see. Let's take a look on the left side here. What needs to be surrendered or surrendered to? Exactly. That's that Queen of Cups energy. Surrender the habit of people-pleasing. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. You can't be everything to everyone. You just can't. You need to be everything to yourself. Okay, let's see what's going on in your person's side here. What do they need to surrender or surrender to? Surrender to trust. Trust yourself in your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. Let me give you another side note. Kelly side note here. Okay. Most of the time, this side will say, trust the process. Even if they don't say those words directly. I have them from the horse's mouth personally, hence why I share it with all of you. But understand that, do you ever notice in a relationship that when there is an imbalance, okay, one person is trying to people please, overgive, overdo, problem solve, pull them up the cake, if you know the cake analogy, you know. And on this side, that person is not listening. They're stubborn, they're selfish, they're doing whatever they got to go do. They're not going to be convinced because this is trying to convince. This side here is going, yeah, I'm just going to do whatever I'm going to do. And if that means it takes time, it takes time. And read this again. I'm going to read it again. Trust yourself in your decisions. Yep, that's what they're doing. Whether you agree with it or disagree with it. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. They're not letting themselves be convinced because they know the timing isn't right. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. They are doing whatever they got to go do to process and make changes in their life. And this is why it's important to understand that this side over here needs to do the exact same thing. And to be honest with you, that's exactly what I've learned. And that's what I'm sharing with all of you, was that when I didn't put myself first, I was left out in the cold. Always. Friends, family, work, romantically. I had somebody on a pedestal and they couldn't live up to it. And I should have put myself on the pedestal. So remember that in order to achieve that balance in your connection, these are the steps that I would advise you to take from experience. And obviously, it's up to you to do whatever you want to do, whatever you think feels right. I'm a believer in that. Everybody's on a different timeline. I support you no matter what you do. But I really want you to think about this last layer especially and say to yourself, can you surrender to trusting the process and trusting their process? Can you let go of that control? Can you be receptive to what comes your way? Because what could come in is beautiful, true love. And that moon card at the very top that we had is intuition. Can we trust our intuition and know that everything is going to work out exactly the way that it's supposed to? Can we stop trying to please everybody and control the outcome through our overgiving? Because when we overgive, we assume everybody's going to love us in return. Why wouldn't they? And that's when you find yourself going, I do this, and this, and who thinks about me? Of course people think about you. Of course people care about you. But when you're overgiving to them, they're not going to stop asking you for favors or pushing your boundaries or breadcrumbing you if it's a relationship. So this was a very deep reading, and I really appreciate you listening. Thank you always for your kind words, your support, your subscribe. If you'd like to do a personal reading with me, the link is in my bio. If you'd like a 2024 Tarot and Oracle forecast or love forecast, it's also available on my website. Thank you very much, and I wish you an amazing day.